Hey beautiful people, welcome back to the channel. Shantia here. So thank you guys. Welcome to the first episode of my new series that I'm just so excited to be starting this series. So this series, I decided to title it as Worthy, Flirty, and Thriving. So by the end of each episode and after each upload and by the end of this series, I want you to feel a maximum amount of worthiness, flirtiness, and thriving that you are feeling in your presence, you're emanating from yourself. Okay? So in this episode, we're going to be talking about being selfish with your energy and why it's so important to be selfish with your energy. So the reason why I wanted to create this series and the reason why I've been praying, I've been journaling, I've been asking for an idea to offer to you, my viewers, and just something I could offer to people that can really help to uplift them. And I realized the thing that I really need to be teaching is just my story. I'm here to teach and share you guys what has been my story, because I realized my story has been very different from a lot of other people. So, the other week I gave a speech on my sister at my public speaking club. I did a speech on her and I realized we lived our life very differently. She just lived her life on fire. She went out there and she did things. I lived my life very inwardly, very introspectively. And I realized that the way that we both lived our lives served us in our own way. And the way that my life served me is it helped me to understand energetic alignment and true fulfillment. This is something that I've always sensed. I've always been this way since I was a kid. I was always watching Oprah. I was always wanting to follow my passions, follow my dreams. I was always loving when people were doing and showcasing their talent, showcasing the world and to the world what they are capable of. And I was blown away by this experience. And I just knew that that was something I wanted to do. But when I went the practical route, everything would go wrong. Everything would fall apart. Nothing would work. I would constantly fall into cycles of depression and anxiety because I didn't understand what the heck I was doing wrong. Why couldn't I just go to college like everybody else, study, and get a degree and find a successful job? Why was working a basic job falling apart for someone like me who I believe is capable and intelligent? Why did I show up to work every day miserable and unhappy and not wanting to be here? It's because I've always been born for, and I knew this since I was a kid, for a creative path, a creative, intuitive, fluid path that involves entrepreneurship, that involves new ideas every day, new energy every day. So this is what we're going to be getting into because I want everyone to reclaim. I'm not saying that this is your path, but I want to share my story. I want to show you guys how you can reclaim your energy. If you're feeling discouraged, if there's something you've been putting off, now is not the time, okay? We all took the pack, right? No more Miss Nice Girl, right? No more people pleaser. You don't get anything truly accomplished by being nice and saying yes to things that don't actually serve you. So in this first episode, we're going to be talking about being selfish with your energy because that was the one thing I was always good at when I was a kid. And growing up, my parents would always look at me and be like, Tia, you're so selfish. You're so selfish. And what I did, the thing is, being selfish is not a bad thing. It's that because they made me feel insecure about it, I started to develop all this shame and guilt for wanting to do my own thing, for wanting to have my own ideas. And so I stopped trusting myself. I stopped trusting my intuition and my instincts. And I started going the path of what everyone else told me was what I was supposed to do. And the thing is, I actually became selfish because I became so unhappy that I didn't want to be happy in the presence of other people. I wanted to be miserable and I wanted everyone to join me in my misery. It was very much passive aggressive, very, silent. I don't know, I want to say Silent of the Lambs. It was very I was just that quiet, weird child over there. My anger would be ricocheting off of me in vibrations. You could feel it across the room. You could feel those low vibes, feel that energy. And every time since I was a kid until I was a young adult, people were always asking me, are you okay? Are you okay? Because they could sense I was not okay. I was repressing parts of myself that wanted to be reclaimed, parts of myself that wanted to be let out, parts of myself that wanted to shine. So I repressed a lot of my energy. I repressed a lot of my creativity. I repressed a lot of my personality. And then this past 2 to 3 years, I've been unleashing it like crazy. And that's what inspired me to create this series for you guys, because I want you to have access to this too. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with tip number 1. Why are we going to be selfish with our energy? I got my notes here. Tip number 1, your sexual energy is your creative force. Your sexual energy is your creative force. Okay, so we assume like sexual energy has a lot to do with sex, but sexual energy is just creative energy. It's what you emanate as a feminine. It's what you have a lot of. And so sometimes we mistake that and we think, okay, I have all this sexual energy, this attraction, this desire, and you direct it towards a guy. And here's the thing, there's nothing wrong with that. I believe in love, but there are so many times where people get into relationships prematurely before they are not ready to be in a relationship. So now you're giving all of this sexual energy, your creative life force to this guy. And what happens when you're not ready for a relationship? What happens when you're not healed? What happens when you self-sabotage? It just falls apart, right? And then you fall into the dumps, you get sad, you become miserable, and then you have to try to uplift yourself and heal from the experience. Okay, no more of that. We are not doing any more of that. That sexual energy is not for him, it's for you. What I've used over the years, what I've done for myself, I do not give that energy to the person, especially when I'm going through my lows in life. I've given that energy to myself to heal. So when you redirect your sexual energy, your creative life force towards yourself, you heal quicker. You learn quicker. When you take the time to be introspective, study yourself like you're getting a PhD, you thrive. Your business thrives. So creative energy is that magnetic force. It's the thing that brings in the abundance. It brings in the opportunities. And when you're in a really healed, abundant, beautiful place in life, it brings in healthy partnerships. So instead of directing that sexual energy, you might feel the hormones coming through you, rushing through your body in your teen years and in your 20s. Don't put it towards a relationship unless you're absolutely sure it's something you're wanting to experience more of that commitment. Because here's the thing, I'm old-fashioned. I'm going to be totally honest with you guys. I'm old-fashioned. And this is something I'm like, oh no, I shouldn't tell people about this. No, I am. And I was like, why am I like this? I'm like this because I was here to show people how they can own it. How you can own it, not be ashamed of it. You know how many times people are telling me, hey, you should date. And I was like, no, I'm not going to date. I need to heal. I need to heal. I want to be happy because I know that if I start dating and just like jumping, in relationships from guy to guy, I'm always going to be seeking validation from the wrong place. And the energy is going to be misdirected. And I'm going to be projecting my issues onto him. I don't want to do that. No, I need to heal. So I've been redirecting that energy towards myself. And I have a lot of creative energy as a result. I'm full of ideas. I'm full of inspiration. I have that magnetism. I have that. I know it sounds weird to say, but it is. It's true. Like you can feel it in this video, right? I'm not making it up. It's a feeling. It's an experience. I pull that energy towards myself. Now, when you have that equal exchange in a partnership and you're giving that person that energy, it's perfectly fine because there's like an understanding. There's a give and take, right? But when you're still searching, you're trying to figure out what career path you want to do, you're still healing, that person hasn't decided what they want in life, it becomes very confusing because now you're bonding to this person. Now, research shows that when we engage, right, intimately with our partners, our DNA is essentially I wanted to say exchanging. Now, our DNA is changing. Our DNA changes, and we also formulate to bond with that person. So you're saying, okay, I want to be sexually free and I want to experiment and be with this person, but at the same time, you really have to consider, do you want to bond with this person? Because you're bonding with him, right? You're connecting with him. What if he doesn't have like pure intentions? What if he's still in a place where he's deciding what he wants and he doesn't know who he is or what he wants? I had never, ever had any interest in being with boys or males, so to speak. I'm talking about people who are still needing needing to mature. I was always turned off, and I thought I was weird for that. I was like, why am I so turned off? It's not that. I used to think there was something off about me, but I realized that I'm just very sensitive. I read situations really well, and I have a sense for things. I know I know timing. I know when I'm not ready for something. So really give that energy towards someone who is sincere and they want to exchange that energy with you. Use that creative life force to level yourself up. So this is something we also lose sight of, right? This is why I say it's so important for you to do hobbies and do things you're passionate about, because that energy will heal you. When you do things that are creative and are fulfilling and lifting you up, bringing your energy up, it's a healing experience. And we all have healing to do. We all have some form of trauma or struggles or insecurities that we are trying to heal from. Use that energy to level yourself up. I was like, for some reason, I was like, I've always been protective of my energy. And I'm like, no, like date. I don't have time to date right now. I have like myself to figure out. I want to level up. When you start refocusing that energy, that sexual creative life force towards yourself, you level up. You don't level, otherwise you're leveling him up. And the thing is, there's nothing wrong with leveling him up, but if he's not helping to level you up in exchange, there's a huge disimbalance, okay? That's tip number 1. Tip number 2, focus on enriching your inner world. So if you're a feminine energy, right? You're feminine, you are full of feminine hormones, you're full of feminine energy. It's so rich and magnetic and beautiful. Enrich it. And the more you enrich it, or the way that you enrich it is through doing your healing, right? It's through getting to know yourself, studying yourself, studying what you like, studying your little quirks, watching movies that make you happy, listening to music that uplifts you. We are not here to work. We are not here to work. We're not here to work for money. We're here to know thyself. You're here to know yourself. That's the most important journey. That's the number one thing. Beyond relationships, beyond having a family, beyond having a career, beyond life purpose, it's just being with yourself. Learn how to get in tune with your inner world. And as feminines, this is our superpower, is knowing our inner world, knowing our feelings, knowing what's going on in here. When you do that, you are making your energy expensive. So let's say you're an entrepreneur. I'm an intuitive, creative entrepreneur, and I'm building new businesses for myself. I have new ideas, passions that I'm going for. But in order for me to make my energy expensive, the one thing that women often struggle with is charging for their gifts, charging for their talents, charging for their skills. Because we're feminine energy. We're naturally a little bit more submissive, passive, and humble. That's feminine energy. It's all of those things. So you have to teach yourself confidence and embracing masculine energy. But more importantly, because you're a feminine, you have so much rich feminine magnetic energy. You can draw things and opportunities to you. You don't have to, and you should not work that hard. You should not have to work that hard. Not as hard as men. No, you can try to work as hard as men, but there's a reason why hormonally they're created to take on more tasks, to take on more difficulties, to take on more physical duress as well as mental duress. They're hardwired for this. They were hardwired. They were built for war. They were built for that stuff. They were built to protect the feminine. But if you are a feminine, your energy operates a lot differently. And let's say you're a masculine who has a lot of feminine energy. Use that feminine energy to enrich yourself, to enrich your experiences, and learn how to charge for what you're doing. Learn how to charge for, these days, multiple incomes is what we're looking for here. Multiple incomes, passive income. So any which way you can create passive income in your life is beautiful. But there's so many women I know out there who are just so creative. They have so many ideas. They're knitting, they're cooking, they're incredible when it comes to their communication, when it comes to their ideas. They're smart, they're innovative. Charge for that. Find a way. Oh, my shirt's kind of crooked. Find a way for you to charge for your gifts and create some kind of passive income and enrich your energy and make it magnetic and make it easy. Okay. And do things that are genuinely enjoyable so you're not having to work so hard to create it. And I'm always telling my mom is a creative person. She works more of a corporate, like, hardcore job. But I'm like, but you're a creative person like me. You're meant to be creative. You have ideas for days. Find a way, if you can, to transition into more creative or feminine pursuits that make you happy, because it's going to help to relax your energy. It's also going to help you to become a lot more magnetic. If you're in a partnership currently, it's going to make you very magnetic towards your partner. So some people, they might have like a fear of wanting to transition from, working a lot and doing like the 50-50 household. And let's say you're wanting to pull your energy back. Let's say you want to be a stay-at-home mom. There's a way for you to do that. And a lot of that has to do with enriching your feminine energy so that your partner is more inclined to understand and be compassionate towards your situation. And they're not going to be fighting you tooth and nail for it. They're going to be like, oh, okay, I got it. Look how beautiful our relationship is when you have more time to spend with the kids or with me, right? So really, it has so many benefits is when you focus on your inner world and enriching your energy. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to tip number 3. Do what you want when you want. I know this sounds crazy to people. I know. But it's so important. I'm telling you, it is so important. There are so many women out there who are doing what they want when they want, even with kids, even with a career, even with a successful business out there. It's just we're not always seeing them. You have to look for them. And one person I highly recommend you to follow is Mina, the Universe Guru. There are a lot of women out there who are creating success for themselves by dialing into their feminine magic. Okay, I believe in doing what you want when you want. So as you guys know, I've talked about it before on this channel briefly. What I did is I transitioned out. So, before I was working a job for 4 years, completely miserable in, and I just decided one day I can't do this anymore. I transitioned into being an art teacher, and opportunities and doors just opened. And what I did to create those opportunities for me is I prayed. I'm going to bring spirituality into these videos, so please keep an open mind. Prayer is important. Higher power is important because we don't do it by ourselves. You can try to create step 1, 2, 3 to open up a pathway for yourself. But I'm saying it's going to be a lot easier when you got the universe working with you. So I've prayed a lot and I've asked for guidance. I've asked for help. But the number one thing that I had to do more importantly was I had to align with these desires first. So how do you align with the desire? I would talk about this on my channel all the time. Write the desire down. Write it down. And tell yourself and pray about it and say, if you look at that, let's say there's a certain pay or there's a certain position you're looking for and you're wanting, just write the thing you want first. Don't focus on, okay, well, at first I have to get this degree and then I have to do this and then I have to get the certification. Don't do that. Just write the thing down that you want. Write the thing down that you want. I told myself I wanted to be a teacher would be great. I told myself, this is what I said. These are the things I'm looking for. Communication, connection, creativity. And then lo and behold, art teacher came up. Art teacher. Perfect. So where there's a will, there's a way. Okay? Where there's a will, there's a way. You have to focus on the intention. I'll get further into this maybe in a different video, but just put out the idea first and align with it and just say, I can have it. Like God, universe, somehow create the opportunity for things to work so that I can have all of these desires met. Ask for your desires to be met. Don't get so logical and focused on the title or the pay. Now, if you need a certain pay or you're wanting or you're desiring it, you can put that out there into the universe too. But I'm telling you, what we're looking for first shifting our energy. So I stopped laboring at my 4-year job and I transitioned into doing something that was a lot lighter, a lot more fun and enjoyable. And then I transitioned again because I was working a position and I wasn't crazy about it. I was like, I want something different. And guess what happened? Something opened up. So I said no. I don't want this version of it. I want more of this. And guess what? Something opened up. And then I said, I want this. I want to start doing my own thing here on YouTube. And then something else opened up. because I focused my energy. I said I could do it and I can have it. Now, if you keep saying you can't have it and you don't do anything about it, well, of course you're not going to make any progress. But you have to allow yourself to receive the experience. You got to start working at it. It takes time. But honestly, time is an illusion. It takes your energy. That's why we're going to go back to energy over and over again. So feminine energy is fluid. It's fluid, it's free, it's moving, right? Women, we work like this. Men are more like this. And so that's why it's so important to find a way when you're going through your day where your energy is allowed to be fluid. This is why like a creative job or like an entrepreneurship job works very well for women, because we can be more fluid with our energy. We can make our own schedule. If you, like, let's say you work for a company, right? You work as a teacher. That's still very fluid. The company I work for, I don't have the same working hours every day. It changes. And that works to my benefit because I like having more of my free time to work on my individual desires, my individual pursuits, and way of making income here. I'm going to go over the point about doing things that really enrich your energy. What enriches our energy? Things that feel good, things that are exciting for us. It's as simple as that. So a lot of times when I coach people and they're trying to figure out, what do I do? I'm just like, it's as simple as this. When something opens up, it's a yes. Feel it in your body. Learn how to read your body. It's a golden instrument for letting you know what you need. So if something opens up, it's a yes. If something closes, it's a no. So that's what I started learning to do. I said no to my 4-year-old miserable job, and then I was given another position, and almost as soon as I was months in, I knew I was going to leave. I knew I was going to leave. And so I was just like, okay, it's just a matter of having that conversation. I aligned with the desire. I announced my decision, and everyone was in support of it. They're like, oh, we're so hoping the best for you. Even though at the time I was like, oh my gosh, what are they going to think? I came and now I'm leaving. They're probably going to be so mad at me. No, none of that. None of that. There was no drama, nothing. Because at my core, my heart knew what it wanted. And I said yes to what my heart wanted. I said, yes, heart, you get to have what you want. Let's go ahead and move on to tip number 4. Don't waste your time, words, or energy trying to prove people wrong. Again, energy. Do not waste your energy trying to prove people wrong. Prove yourself right. Do not have those conversations. Do not invest time into conversation trying to prove to people that your idea is a great idea. Do not take your time trying to prove to someone that all of that is convincing. And who is that convincing really? Truly, you're trying to convince yourself that you're worthy of taking on this path. You have to already decide. And even if you're not fully in it, like let's say you're partially committed, then partially commit. But stop putting your energy towards persuading people. It's a waste of time. You don't need to do it. It's such a waste of time. The minute things really start to work out for me and people started to see I was capable of exactly what I had said I was capable of was when I just started doing it. I zipped it up, zip, and I just started doing it. Every once in a while, I would have conversations with friends or a sister, and I'd be like, you know what? I think I have this idea in mind. People who were supportive of me no matter what. But of course, the minute someone starts questioning what I'm doing, I start getting defensive, right? I'm like trying to prove it. And maybe that riles me up to like prove myself even more, right? So I'm like, I don't know, it might work for some people, but don't waste your time. Don't waste your energy because you're going to start to build up all kind of thoughts and drama in your head about whether people are going to support you or not. Who cares? You have the whole universe supporting you. You got God supporting you. That's way more ominous and huge and important and significant than an individual, though it helps for people to support you, but you gotta believe in yourself before anyone else, period. Like, you gotta believe in yourself. Like, something in me was just like, I know I can do it. And it's like the minute I started to do it, people were like, oh my gosh, you got it. You got something here. You got a gift. You got it going on, girl. So stop trying to prove to everyone else what you need to do, it doesn't matter. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of energy. Okay, moving on to our next one. Tip number 5, protect your energy. Very important. You need to protect your energy. So this is something that like totally has transformed my life. This is why I have the energy to give to you guys right now, is because I'm no longer, I pulled away from my 4-year miserable job. Now, the crazy thing at this job, my employer, fantastic, loved her. My coworkers, fantastic. I had a great relationship with them. The job itself, better than the other jobs I've done before. But I was still miserable because that's not what I was hardwired for. That's not what I was built or created for. God did not create me for that job. I knew what I was created for, and I was not created for that. So it was draining my energy. When you're getting up and you're going to work every day to a job that makes you miserable, what you're telling the universe and yourself is, I don't deserve to be happy. I don't deserve to feel good. I deserve labor, hard work, and misery, unless it actually makes you excited. Because sometimes, yes, I work hard. Believe me, I will work hard. Things I'm genuinely passionate about, you don't have to tell me to work hard. I'm going to work hard happily. But you need to make sure you're aligned with it, because sometimes it takes a minute for results to come through. You need to make sure you got the drive to put in the effort. So pull away your energy. The way you protect your energy is you pull your energy away from things that no longer serve you, that are not bringing your energy up. We're naturally made for happiness. We're naturally made for vitality. We're naturally made for high vibe energy. The things that are bringing our energy down, look at children. Happy about nothing. That is our truest state. Happy about nothing. And so the way that you get back to that is you got to follow your instincts about what actually makes you happy. But the first thing you need to do is you need to protect your energy and stop giving it towards people, things, and situations that do not serve you, that are taking of your energy. People who gossip, not good. Okay? Not good for your energy. Jobs that drain and take away your energy, not good. Okay? Any person who makes you feel like this. Tight, stiff, uncomfortable, like you can't talk. That's not for you. Your energy should feel like this. If it's not like this, it's not for you. Period. Okay, so this is what I've been doing these past 4 months, this past year, pulling my energy away from things that were sucking of my energy. Now, I love people. I think they're great. For the most part, I tend to attract people into my life who have good intentions towards me, but their energy isn't always so great, okay? And so I'm not going to be hanging around that all the time. I hermited. I've been hermiting these past, year and a half now? It'll be 2 years in December. But I've been hermiting like crazy, and because I've been pulling my energy towards myself, I have so much to devote towards my passions and my desires. You know how you're always saying, oh gosh, I would love to do that hobby. I would love to do that thing that I've been wanting to do, but I don't have any energy. Well, why do you think you have no energy? You're giving it away to everything else and everyone else but yourself. So transition and try to pull away your energy as much as possible from situations. That's why I'm telling you guys, changing your job, transitioning your job can be life-changing. Right? It can be the difference between giving yourself 10 more extra years to live. 10 more years more to live. Are you looking for more life experience, or are you looking to cut your life force down, your vitality down? Protect your energy. Okay, so you got to sleep. That's important. You got to eat well. That's how you also protect your energy. But more importantly, pull away from those things that is just too much. Okay, next we're going to talk about last tip. What? Oh, the last tip is so silly. Okay, so the last tip I wrote is reply when you want to reply. So this is just in response to the world in general. So in response, let me fix this shirt. In response to the world in general, so sometimes there are times where, for example, I'm the president of my club now. And I was like, oh, I'm the president, more responsibility, right? I'm not trying to take on every task because I think I have to prove that I'm the president. There's sometimes where I get these thoughts of oh, I need to showcase that I have what it takes. But the whole point is the reason why I was offered this position is because they thought I already had what it takes. And now I'm just taking what I already have and I'm elevating that to the next level. And what I've come to see is important, you know, as far as me taking charge of my YouTube channel, this one and my other one, and becoming the president of my club, is it's about intuitively dialing into what you can give. I'm not trying to give everyone everything just because I'm like in a place of responsibility. No, I give you when I have time and when I have energy. So it's like I get up and I answer my emails, you know, after I've meditated, after I've maybe had some breakfast or some tea, and I've given some time to myself. Now I'm like, okay, let me turn my attention towards you so I can genuinely give you good energy towards you. So I try to give people energy back when it feels good, you know? So if I feel, for example, I know this can be stressful. Like, I'm thinking about mothers right now. I know it's like, okay, you have kids, right? How do you just choose to reply? But there is a way. You know, it's about finding that intuitive balance. There's never a perfect balance, but there's an intuitive balance that you can find with your kids or your spouse or your friends. If someone really cares about you, they're going to be there for you no matter what. So instead of giving your energy when you don't have it to give, because that can really cause you to snap, right? It can cause you to snap and be on the edge with those that you love and really care about. Just tell them, I need space, I need time, I need a me day, I need a couple hours. Just ask for it and make it a habit to ask for me time, ask for a timeout, you know. I don't really like the phrase of timeout because it makes it sound like someone's being punished here. But learn how to get in the habit of being in your own energy when you want to, when you feel it. So let's say you're like feeling really overwhelmed. Just ask for like a timeout, go in the bathroom for 10 minutes and disappear. I am not hardwired to think like, oh no, like there's a people pleaser in me. Of course, there is most definitely a people pleaser in me. But my first instinct, this is why I'm teaching this, because I know this energy. My first instinct is always to make sure my face mask is on. That's always been my first instinct since I was a kid. I'm always checking to see, do I got the energy? And the thing is, that's what's changed my life, is asking myself that. Every time I decided to join a club, have a new connection in my life, add a new hobby, I ask myself, what do I want to do? It's become a normalized question in my life. You deserve that. You deserve to ask yourself every day, what do I want to do? What do I feel like doing? And I know some people, they say that can build in like a lazy mentality, like do things when you feel like it. But quite frankly, feminine energy, that's the way it works. You know, like an artist. And I most definitely have experienced this as a painter. When you're forcibly like just in the studio, there's nothing wrong with warming up when you need to. But when you're forcibly putting in energy into a work, but you don't have it to give, you end up overworking it and things just end up not working out. That's why you want to give that energy when you got it. So that's why for these videos, I'm like, for the remainder of my day, for these like the days where I'm shooting these videos, I'm mellowed out. I'm saving my energy for these videos. I'm not going to give my energy to everyone and everything. And if I had a busy day, I'm not going to be shooting a video, period. I just don't have the energy to give. I want to give you guys good energy. Good energy is rich energy, and rich energy is magnetic energy. Magnetic energy is expensive. Okay, it's a rare commodity. It's a rare commodity. See, people think money, gold, gems. No, your energy is the rarest commodity of all. You protect that. You take care of it. You revitalize it, because that is your currency. Your energy is your currency. In anything, in every kind of energetic exchange that you experience with people, with things, with gifts, with money, people are just going to be offering you things because your energy is so rich. That's how beautiful it is. That's how important it is. Okay, so as much as I want to keep on talking, we're going to go ahead and have to end this video, guys. I really enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed the first episode of Be Selfish with Your Energy in the Worthy, Flirty, and Thriving series. Let me know in the comments down below how you guys are feeling about this series, right? How are we feeling? And also, write down anything you want to discuss further into the series. I'm essentially building this as I go. But guys, come on. I'm a deep person. I can sit down and write you a whole book because my mind is just like, You know, I got a lot of ideas, but I also want to make sure that you are getting the most out of this. So if you have questions about, you know, how to tap into these, like how to tap more into your energy, how to pull back, just let me know and I will respond to it in the next video, more than likely. Okay. Yes, I want to keep on talking, but I gotta go because I actually do have another project to do. So I'm gonna save my energy for that. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and let me know how you're feeling. Have a beautiful day or evening. Like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification so that you get notified as soon as I upload these videos. And as you guys know, if you are my Married First Sight fans, this is my final season of Married First Sight. After the reunions are done, I'm done with reviewing the show because I'm focusing on worthy, flirty, and thriving. I'm focusing on like us, our energy. How can we enrich that? How can we get what we want in life and enjoy it? Okay. Have a beautiful day or evening for the millionth time. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.